Here's a letter we received from Mark. Mark mailed in his PS4 for an HDMI port replacement, and he sent us some positive feedback by mail. And here's what the letter says. Thank you, the quality of your work is excellent, and we are very pleased to show our son the value of fixing things rather than throwing them away. Again, thank you, Mark. Thank you, Mark, for such a beautiful letter. I really appreciate it. Made my day. In this repair video, we're going to be working on an iPhone 6 Plus that came in for no touch. 6 Plus phones are known for touch issues. It's usually the touch IC. When the phone suffers a big impact or a big drop, what happens is one of the pads under the touch IC will lose connection with other parts of the circuit, and as a result, you lose touch. So I do not see any cracks or breaks on the screen, but I do see a ding on one of the corners of the phone, which indicates that the phone suffered a drop. What I'm going to do is replace the touch IC. The touch IC is not usually bad, but it's not making a good connection with the board. So we can still keep the touch IC, reball it, and use it for other phones. But for now, to save time, we're going to use a brand new touch IC to put it on the phone. I already took the board out of the casing, and that's what the touch IC looks like. So let's go ahead and remove this touch IC. And we're going to inspect the pad that is known to lose connection with other parts of the circuit. So the touch IC sits right over here. And that's the pad that is known to lose connection with other parts of the circuit. In order to solve this problem, what we do is we scrape off the line here, and we make a jumper from here to here. And this makes a connection somewhere on the back of the board. If you look here, it makes a connection with the CPU. And it also makes a connection here. We do not usually create a jumper unless we feel like it's needed. We never had a single customer that came back because we did not have a jumper. If we feel like the pad is in a bad condition or the pad is broken off or torn off, then we do create a jumper from here on to one point on the board that will make a connection to the back of the board. Just give me a moment.
So,
What's going on?
I got a question.
Sure. So what I'm going to do before I start heating up the touch IC from the back, I want to do something from the front. You see the rubber coat here that's over the components? When you heat up the back, this rubber stuff in here can get soft. The rubber on top can deform, and it can cause components to shift or move around. We do not want to fix one thing and damage another thing. To do this job as safely as possible, we're going to scrape off some of that rubber. Okay, so that should be enough. Now let's flip the board and proceed with taking off the touch IC. We're going to cover the Wi-Fi area so we do not damage anything from the top. And let's also cover the bottom part of the board just to be as safe as possible.
Rodriguez, did you guys get my new glass cover for the...
Let's get rid of some of that glare. So what I'm doing is mixing unleaded with leaded solder so we can lower the melting temperature of those solder balls that we're gonna wick off.
Yeah, hello. I just filled out your mail-in online. Does that mean I just put the console in the box and then ship it out?
That's it?
Alright, sweet. Thank you so much.
All right, take care, bye. Now, some of those pads are not connecting to anything, so they are very easy to rip off the board. So how are we gonna make the pads? We're gonna do it as safe as possible. And to do this, we're gonna cut a piece of wick. We're gonna expose it to hot air. And that's it. Look at how beautiful the pads look. Can it get any better than this? Really, honestly. The pad I told you about that we usually create a jumper on is this one right here. So what we do is we create a jumper from here to right here, because sometimes this pad is not making a good connection to this point here, and it causes touch not to work. This point here is making a connection with the CPU from the back and one other area on the board. Right now, I do not see a reason why we need to do a jumper right here. We're just gonna solder a new IC on, and I can guarantee you this is gonna be a very, very, very long lasting fix. We never had any iPhone 6 Plus that came back after we did an IC replacement without creating the jumper. Problem is, people always listen to what others say. I like to do things from experience. Some people are gonna say, even though the pad looks good, it may not be making a proper connection. It's something microscopic that we cannot see. That may be the case, but I haven't experienced that myself yet. Let's make sure this IC is revolving good. Yes. That's an IC that we rebuilt previously. Let me just check the balls on the back, make sure everything is good. So pin number 1 should be on the top. Add some flux. So pin number 1 is on the top here. It's oriented properly. Add some flux again. Let me just heat up the area a bit so we can melt the flux a little bit. And again, we're gonna cover the Wi-Fi chip on the top, and we're gonna cover the bottom also. Hot air from far, and then we're gonna gradually go down. And the job is done. Let's wait until the board cools down a bit. Right. Assuming the battery has power, let's power it on. And it does. Okay, and is touch working? And yes, touch is working. Low battery. Touch is working. That's it. The job is done. And just one moment.
Repair TVs here?
What's wrong with the TV?
Well, I have a Samsung 65 Smart. So the panel is like color, but if you guys
touch is working. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like this video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already done so, and we'll do something else in the next video.